Just waiting for people to jump back in. Waiting for people to jump back in. We back. We back. Upside down. Upside down. Hold on. This is crazy. Hold on. There we go. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. There we go. Boom. We good. We better. We back. Y'all still hear me? One in the chat if you can still hear me. There's an echo. Damn. How bad is the echo? What's going on, Michelle Clark? Y'all can read the chat now. You can hardly hear me now. Let me see. All right, there we go. Can you hear me now? All right, cool. All right, cool. But yeah, so again, let's so what we were talking about before I had to switch over is that now we got the Hebrew Israelites jumping in. I don't understand. They got them jumping in, but they went and they started fighting with the Palestinians, right? I would assume that they have a lot in common, right? And having a common, I guess, quote unquote, enemy, right? I'm gonna go button it up all the way to the top. Hold on. All right. So you would think the Hebrew Israelites have a I guess a common enemy. I guess you would say with the Palestinians, right? Hebrew Israelites look at the Jews in Israel as what they call them, like the Edomites. Yeah, no. Hopefully, I can out-talk the music. But you know what they call them, the Edomites, right? Hebrew Israelites feel like they're the chosen people, right? The Hebrew Israelites feel like they're one of the lost tribes of Judah, and that Israel is their rightful place as well. So apparently, allegedly, um, you hear everyone not on the chat. So the thing about it is, right, is that allegedly they went up there to talk to the Palestinians, and then some shit broke out because I guess one of the Palestinians start throwing shade. So next thing you know, they get to fighting, which is crazy because, like I said, they both feel like I guess the Jews in Israel aren't Bible Jews. I guess you would call it the real Jews, the lost tribe of Judah. Um, but now you got the Hebrew Israelites in there throwing their hat in the ring, and I was wondering how long it was going to take before they got into it. I was wondering how long it was going to take before they got into the fray. I was just waiting. Now I reached out to my uncle because he all up in the mix with that. See if he want to come on and talk about what's going on and why it went down the way it went down. What's up, Guns and Coffee? The High wanted to join the Palestinian march, but the Palestinian supporters, all they saw was Hebrew and Israelites. I think the Palestinians picked the wrong fight. And yeah, these ribs are delicious. Again, I'm at Mission Barbecue right now. But yeah, the Hebrew Israelites, like I said, they got they have a common enemy with the Palestinians. Palestinians, at least the ones here, don't understand that. So it sounded like they was throwing shade at the Hebrew Israelites, and then boom, a fight broke out. crazy part is there were a couple other protests that turned into fist fights and all that other stuff yesterday or Saturday. I think you had one in New York. The Hebrew Israelites was in Chicago. And hold on, guys. Here we go. One second. All right. Yeah, the national anthem always plays at noon. So I don't know if this is going to leave a bad taste in the Hebrew Israelites' mouth. I don't know if the Palestinians going to realize that they got an ally in these guys, here at home. But it was pretty interesting to me. I feel like we're going to see a lot of these protests start to get more physical, more violent. You know what I mean? Hopefully, it don't come to nobody getting killed or nothing like that. But we're going to see that, guys. I think we're going to see a lot of issues, a lot of people going to the hospital. I hope we don't see the rioting. I hope we don't see the setting fire, the building stuff, right? You know what I mean? Like I said, I still think HJ had a point about the whole BLM is PLM now, right? I still think he had a point about that. Now they not out there burning shit and looting, right? But they getting the funding, they getting the exposure, they getting the propaganda shifted in their direction. You know what I mean? So in that regard, I feel like HJ got a point. Unk has a point that they're not out here acting a fool, doing anything, doing all this bullshit, right? Most of their protests have been peaceful, with the exception of what we saw yesterday. And I feel like it's going to start to get more and more confrontational. Um, like people were tripping about. I think they went up in the Capitol, but they were invited by one of the congresswomen. Um, Again, I think that's a double standard. Uh, but you know how it goes. As long as you're on the right side of the aisle, nothing gonna happen to you. Um, the one I covered yesterday, you had pro-Israel. They started going to blows with the pro-Palestinians. I think that was in New York. The one with the Hebrew Israelites was in Chicago. Um, I think we're gonna start to see more of that, right? I think we'll start to see more of that, and I'm wondering if the other chapters of the Hebrew Israelite uh, faction are going to start going after pro-Palestinians because of what happened in Chicago, or are they going to try to reason with them like, "Hey, yo, look," you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, Palestinians feel like they got a rightful place, in Palestine or the Gaza Strip. They believe that's theirs. You know what I mean? They got a rightful they got the rightful heir to that. But the Hebrew Israelites feel like they got a rightful heir to that as well, right? So no matter how you chop it up, there's always going to be a conflict, guys. This is in my opinion, this is a fucking holy war. Is what this is, right? This goes back to the Bible. You know what I mean? This conflict goes back to the Bible, right? And then they've been fighting over this land for decades, right? Now the rumor is, allegedly, is that the Jews in Israel are Ashkenazi Jews, or they're not. They're not, they were converts. They were converts and not, you know, like I said, Bible Jews, right? Um, which could be possible. I don't know. I don't know, but that's the word on the street, right? Um, but this is a fight that had to happen. It was eventually gonna go down, right? It was eventually gonna go down, and now we're seeing it happen right now. Now, in my opinion, when I start to look at it more and more, right, and a lot of us can agree that the way the shit went down, right, the original attack was a little sketchy. It was a little suspect, right? It's almost like they let it happen, right? And why would they let that happen? Why would they let them come in there? Why would they let them paraglide in there? Why would they let them come in there with bulldozers and shit like that? Because they needed a pretense to go and take the Gaza Strip. They needed a pretense to go in there and take the Gaza Strip. So instead of intercepting like they always do, the missiles and all that other stuff, right? Um, what I say? Instead of like intercepting the missiles and all that other shit, the threats like they do on a daily basis, because even Egypt said that they told them that this shit was about to happen, and they just ignored it. That's why I called it like their Pearl Harbor. Like they got the intelligence that the shit was going to go down, and they let the shit go down. In my opinion, the reason why they would let it go down is the fact that that's a pretense. That's the pretense they needed, right? The pretext they needed to go in there and take the Gaza Strip. You were attacked. They killed women and children, right? And they put that on the world stage. Now we gotta go get our get back. Now we gotta go and eradicate Hamas. And unfortunately, you got the Palestinians in the way. You got the good Palestinians in the way. So what you do? All right, guys, you gotta evacuate. We don't want you to get hurt. We don't want the good Palestinians to get hurt. We gotta evacuate the Gaza Strip while we make our move in, right? You know what I mean? We make our march in there to eradicate Hamas. The thing is, once they eradicate Hamas or accomplish whatever goal they want to accomplish, are they going to give the Gaza Strip back? Are they going to give it back to the Palestinians? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to give it back. I think this was all a place so they could take control of it, right? And if they do allow them to occupy it, there's going to be some kind of ID system or something like that, right? They were calling it an open air prison before. Now it might actually be one once everything's all said and done. I'm just saying. I think after this is all said and done, Israel will have full control of the Gaza Strip. That's just my opinion. People might disagree with that opinion. I'm just looking at history. I'm looking at how the powers that be use tragedies like this to get their agenda across. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Gulf of Tonkin. We use that as a pretext. That ship didn't even exist. We use that as a pretext to go into World War Vietnam. Was it Vietnam? Lusitania, pretext to go into World War One. Pearl Harbor, pretext to go into World War Two. Babies in the incubator, pretext to go into the Gulf War. They use tragedy and they use the death of children and women to do what they want to do. Eisenhower warned us. He said, be aware of the military-industrial complex. And we see it in full effect right now. Kung Fu Hebrew, what you said? Comparing any modern to ancient population is difficult, but it is difficult to believe they could descend from the biblical people because they're closest to Egypt. You know what I mean? Carlton said they're going to take over the whole area. That's what I think, yo. Kung Fu says, have you seen Harry Truman video from 1948 explaining this? No, I haven't seen it. I'm going to check that out. Hey, yo, if you on Twitter, yo, send that to me. The Palestinians have the Gaza Strip since 2005. Thing is, though, is after this conflict's over, are they going to get that back? Is Israel going to say, all right, guys, you can come back home? Huh? Or are they going to be displaced? Are they going to be displaced until they comply with some parameters that Israel sets forth? I'm sorry, y'all. These ribs is fucking delicious. Now, that's my question. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. You know what I mean? I think we need to stay out of it. You know, if the Bible foreordains these events and that Israel is the rightful heir to Palestine, then it'll play out that way. That's just my opinion on that. I think we need to stay out of it. I think the more we get involved, the more division that's going to be sown here at home, and the more open to an attack we might be. You know what I mean? We might see some. We might see some. We might see some actual domestic terrorism or some terrorism here at home. If we get involved, I guarantee it. What up, kid? We got Kid Gravity in the building. If you're not subscribed to Kid Gravity, go holler at him over on his channel. He do his thing. And besides that temple being built, I was reading Palestine got some old pipeline off the shore. Is that right? That's interesting. I just think like you said, like Kung Fu saying, I believe that it's a pretext. They needed that to happen, right? And it's alleged that after right as the attack happened, after they breached the wall, it's alleged that Netanyahu let the mayhem go on for a little bit before he stopped it. I feel like they needed that optic in order to get the world on their side to do what they needed to do to secure that land for them. It was just an opportunity. I'm not saying that Israel orchestrated the attack. I don't think Israel orchestrated the attack. I think Hamas orchestrated the attack. But I think that Israel knew about the attack and let that attack happen. They let that attack happen. Now they got half the world on their fucking side to go in there and do what they need to do and secure the Gaza Strip. I'm just saying. I think so, yo. I think black folks need to stay out of it. It's funny though that I guess the Hebrew Israelites is trying to go make an alliance with the Palestinians, and the Palestinians ain't want no parts of it, and they got in a goddamn fight. I'm sorry, guys. You know how it is with barbecue. It ain't no clean way to eat the shit. It's fucking good though. But yeah, we need to stay out of it. Again, it's the work grift. If you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It lets you know when I got new content coming out. We're going live tonight. We're going to go to live tonight at 10 o'clock tonight. Cannon Speaks 10 o'clock on Rumble and on YouTube. Also, we go live on Twitter as well. Once I get to 1,000 followers, which by the way, if you're not following me over on TikTok, Cannon Hotep on TikTok. Once I get to 1,000 on TikTok, I'm gonna go live on TikTok too. Get my stream key and go live on TikTok. We gonna be everywhere, yo. We gonna be everywhere. But free Uncle Hotep though. Free Uncle Hotep. YouTube is trying to get people out of the paint. They're trying to get folks out of the paint. They throttling Tim Pool numbers. They throttling the quarterings numbers. They don't want nobody talking about this news. Every time I talk about it, my monetization go from green lit to fucking yellow, which it might as well be fucking red. You know what I mean? But speaking of the national anthem, did y'all see did y'all see Flavor Flav sing the national anthem at the Milwaukee Bucks game, yo? Flavor Flav sung the national anthem at the Milwaukee Bucks game. I saw that shit on Twitter yesterday, yo. I was cracking up. But I was a bit proud. I was cracking up, but I was a bit proud. You know why? Because I wouldn't have expected Flavor Flav to remember the fucking words. I didn't expect Flavor Flav to know the words to the national anthem. He knew the words, and he ain't do a bad job. He can carry a tune a little bit. He did a good job. He didn't embarrass himself, and he didn't embarrass black people. Salute the Flavor Flav, yo. But I want to know what y'all think, all right? Do you think Palestine is the new Black Lives Matter? I want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think Palestine is the new Black Lives Matter? Rob said Flav looked like he wanted to do that his whole life. He did, yo. He did. He did good. It's been a couple people who got up there and forgot the words. There's been so many people that went up there and forgot the words. It's crazy, right? He didn't forget the words. He held the tune. He might have been a little long-winded singing it. He might have been a little long-winded singing it, but he did a good job. What up, champ? But for those of y'all who just joined us, this is the Work Riff. I'm eating some fantastic barbecue right now from Mission Barbecue. If y'all ain't got a Mission Barbecue in y'all state, y'all, I'm sorry. It's delicious. Okay, look at this mac and cheese. Look at that mac and cheese. That mac and cheese is fantastic. Okay, green beans is gone. I'm a big fan of coleslaw, and these ribs is slapping. These ribs is slapping. He said no, but BMWs shape public opinion on each side, giving people the scope or bias on it. I like that. I like that, Rusty. I like that. I like that. I like that. Like I said, I look at it as in the funding, the optics, their treatment, the treatment that they're getting, here in America, at least the American protests. You know what I mean? Like I said, George Soros start throwing money at it now. You know what I mean? Also, the way they're framing it all. It's like they're saying, "Hey, all you right wing zealots." I'm not calling them right wing zealots. I'm just saying that's how they think. The Palestinian lives matter too, right? You had AOC, you had Elon Omar and Rashida Tlaib, right? What the first thing they started doing after the first attack happened? I don't think they ever properly condemned the first attack, and it just was like, we need to have a ceasefire. Israel is genociding millions of people. I'm like, damn. Well, I said I understand that, right? However, y'all didn't even go, yo, the Hamas shit. We not with that shit. All right, y'all just immediately start going to the Palestinian lives matter. That's what they did. They didn't say it out loud. They didn't say the phrase or the slogan out loud. That'd have been a bit cliche. But their words basically said that shit, in my opinion. In my opinion. But Rustic got a really good point. BLM created and shaped that landscape to and the blueprint for what's happening right now as far as how protests go and how you frame the victim. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm just happy they ain't start looting and setting shit on fire. However, I hope it don't get there. I hope it don't get there. I hope we don't start seeing mosques getting set on fire. I hope we don't start seeing synagogues getting set on fire. I know that the Jewish school by my house, right? Cause I live like 5 minutes from like Jewtown, right? Jabari, if he watching this, he know where that is. It's like a compound, yo. They on high alert. They on high alert. They already got guards at the front gate. They always had that, but they ain't fucking around now, right? Because they feel like the threat is real on them. You know what I mean? I feel like some kind of false flag gonna come along that's gonna put us in the fray. Right? We already got our toes in the fucking water. We already wading in the water right now, right? We got ships right there. They got troops that's on that they saying they're not in Israel, but yeah, the fight ain't happening in Israel, right? The fight happening on the Gaza Strip. Technically, they ain't Israel, you know. But I feel like we're gonna have an event. I think we're gonna have an event that pushes us into it. You know what I mean? Exactly. What's up, Inside of the Ages? Yo, I ain't seen you in a minute. Yeah, the whole thing is breaking people's minds. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? People, it's not a whole lot of people that's thinking rationally about this, right? It's all on emotion. People thinking all on emotion. You know what I mean? People thinking all on emotion. You can't do that. You can't do that. They, them, the collective want you to start acting on emotion and not logic. You know what I mean? If you want to be out there protesting, go for it. Go for it. But have some kind of like civility about it. You know what I mean? Even the counter protesters, have some kind of civility behind your protest. Don't go up there just to start fucking shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't get to start shit. Insight says this administration won't hesitate to bring the whole thing down to hold on to power they purchased. Yeah. Yep. Weren't they weren't they protesting Bibi Netanyahu in Israel before this all happened? You know what I mean? Kung Fu, that's what I'm saying, yo. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying I ain't got a dog in this fight. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the people, not all, but a lot of the people that's getting involved in this shit, they just want something to be involved in. They just want something to be a part of. Right? It's too much. It's too much. But you know we about to get money, right? You know we about to be all in on this shit. It's interesting though, right? That this whole conflict happened that same week we had the emergency alert system. The whole week we had the emergency alert system. Which don't make sense to me either, right? They probably think this shit was premeditated. Not premeditated, but was allowed to happen. Israel did their emergency alert system that week too. Israel did their shit that week too. So you just had your people on high alert. You tested your alert system, and they still caught you off guard even after Egypt told you the shit was going to happen. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't buy that. Your Iron Dome is fucking Ed Reed out this bitch, intercepting every goddamn thing. Fucking Iron Dome is Neon Dion, picking everything off. But it wasn't working that day, huh? I'm just saying it don't make any sense to me. None. It doesn't. Sorry. I feel like they was like, you know what, this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to take back what's ours, essentially. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I could be wrong. But I'm sorry, that's what I think. I think that's the situation, guys. It's a fucking turf war. It's a turf war. It's a turf war. Now look, I'm a Christian, right? I'm a Christian. I believe I believe that Palestine belongs to Israel, right? Or the Jews. Palestine belongs to the Jews. Question is, what Jews do they belong to? Right? Is it the ones in Israel right now, or is it the Bible Jews? You know, the people who the Hebrew Israelites believe they are, right? Or Ethiopian Jews, right? I remember looking at this documentary and reading up on the sterilization of Ethiopian Jewish women, right? They were sterilizing Ethiopian Jewish women in Israel, apparently, using the Depo-Provera, a version of the Depo-Provera birth control. That shit blew my fucking mind. I didn't know, right? That shit blew my mind. How about this documentary? And I started looking up a little bit, and allegedly, they used like a version of Depo-Provera. I think this is in like the 80s, something like that. to sterilize women. I was like, damn, Ethiopian Jewish women. It's really interesting. Really interesting. Like I said, I believe that Palestine or Judea belongs to the Jews, but what Jews do they belong to? I'm just saying, I don't know. Rustic says, unfortunately, there are no modern geopolitical solutions for ancient religious problems or conflicts. That's right. You're right. You're right. You just gotta let this shit play out. You just gotta let it play out the way it is. You gotta let it play out. Israel, they're big boys and girls. Let them fight that fight. You know. Another question I got is, who else want to jump in it? Right? We know the U.S. ready. We know the U.S. ready to pop smoke. The way this Ukraine over, they brought Jews from Portugal to Sao Tome during the Spanish Inquisition. Interesting. I think the Ukraine war over. At least the funding's fucking done. Right? This is the new. This is the new. This is the new. And the United States is playing the vig. They're playing the vig. They're sending 100 million over there to for aid for Palestine, all while back in Israel. Shit crazy. The Bible said that Jesus was dark skinned with woolly hair. How come the people claiming that there's land don't look like him? Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying, right? And like I said, that's more crazy to say that the ones there are not Bible Jews. I know. I don't. I'm calling them Bible Jews because you gotta delineate, right? You gotta differentiate. They're saying they the Ashkenazis, whatever. Like I said, the Ethiopians was in Israel, and they allegedly sterilized them. Also, Jesus was a Jew. Jesus was a Jew. A lot of people don't understand that. Jesus was a Jew. It also gives credence to the Hebrew Israelites, what they say. I think that verse in Revelation means he was glowing, the bronze in the furnace reference. That's interesting. See me? I think Jesus looked like Kaepernick. Real shit though. I think he looked more like Kaepernick than he looked more like Colin Kaepernick than Jim Caviezel. He looked more like Colin Kaepernick than fucking Russell Brand. Just given, geographically where everybody was at during the time, it just makes sense. Oh, Negro holds up in a building. He says every Hebrew is a Jew, but not every Jew is a Hebrew. That's a good one. Anybody could be a Jew. You can convert to Judaism, but are you a natural? Are you a legitimate 100% natural Hebrew? So maybe that's the difference. The Jews in Israel aren't Hebrews. The Jews in Israel aren't Hebrews. Huh. There you go. 70% Bible Jews. The Jews in Israel aren't Hebrews. I guess that's the best way, a good way of looking at it. That's interesting. I'm just saying, Carlton, he probably did look more like Kaepernick than Jim Caviezel, y'all. And those who don't know, Jim Caviezel was the guy from Sound of Freedom, but he also played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. I just used Moses. If the leprosy turned his skin white, it's snow. What was the original color? Mm, mm. Moses might have been Moses might have been dark. Moses might have been a dark man. You know what I mean? Not all Israel is Israel. They killed him for that. Mm. I saw this thing that Ben Shapiro was on Joe Rogan a while back, and he was saying that they didn't believe Jesus was what they said he was, and that he was just a Jew who spoke out, just a regular ass Jew who spoke out against the Romans, and they killed him for it. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you this though. In my 39 years of living, I done seen some miraculous shit happen that made me believe that there's a higher power. Period. That there's a creator. That the Bible must be real. I've been in places I should not have been. I've been in situations that I should not have walked away from and came out unscathed. My dad's a reverend. He would take me places. For example, I'll give you all a story. After church, this lady um, in the church came to my dad and said, "Can you go and pray for my brother?" Right? Right? She said, "Can you go pray for my brother? He's on his deathbed." Right? Um, I forgot he had some kind of cancer. Right? And my dad was like, "All right, cool, whatever. That's fine. Let's go." So we get in the car. So we used to go out and eat after church. We get in the car. We go to this man's house, not far from the church. We go in, and he's in pretty bad shape. I think he had like colon or pancreatic or something like that. So the guy said, he wanted to give his life to the Lord before he died, and that his whole life he didn't. So my dad goes, okay, my dad does his thing. We're in there, we're praying and stuff like that. The very next day, my father gets a call from the lady crying and said that, you know, thank you, Reverend Kauser, for saving my brother. He passed away this morning. He passed away this morning. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? It's almost like he was waiting, or, you know, the Lord or angels were waiting for him to give his life before they took him from here. The day he gave it, the very next day he died after giving his life. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Then a few weeks later, his sister passed away. The same lady that came and got my dad. Nothing wrong with her. We don't know what happened. She just passed away a few days later. I've been in situations where I had guns pulled on me. I've been in situations where I've been in fights and all this other stuff. I was a bouncer, right? I've been in situations like, yo, I don't understand how I walked away from this. I don't understand how I didn't get caught in the court. I didn't catch a stray. You know what I mean? I've been in those situations, and I'm like, yo, ain't nothing but God. It ain't nothing but the Lord looking over me, hedge of protection. It ain't nothing but my parents praying for me to make sure that I'm okay. And I wasn't no hooligan or nothing like that, right? I wasn't out here looking for trouble. I wasn't in gangs or nothing like that. I was a good kid. I ain't never been to jail, none of that shit. However, when you're young, you want to go to these parties, you know what I mean? You want to go to these clubs. You want to go back to where you grew up at, to the hood, to hang out and shit like that. That was me when I was 21, 20, 19, 18 years old. I want to go hang out with my friends. Places I knew I probably shouldn't even been at. Like, yo, it's sketchy around here. But I'm like, I'm good with my people. You know what I mean? And shit go down. I got friends that ain't here no more because, you know, they was somewhere they shouldn't have been. Somewhere that they shouldn't have been. You know? So there's a higher power. There's a divine being. There's a God. I say that all the time. You know what I mean? But but I also believe too that I don't push my religion on anybody. I don't push my religion on anybody. I believe that if any religion makes you a better person, then good for you. You know what I mean? If a religion makes you, a better person, then good for you. You know, like Again, Hebrew Israelites. My uncle, he's a Hebrew Israelite. Him and my father, they debate all the time. You know what I mean? It's all love. It's all love, but they debate all the time, right? But in my mind, I'm like, if Unc think he a Hebrew, if Unc think he original, you know, he from the lost tribe of Judah, what's wrong with that? Right? What's wrong with that? Some of the shit they be talking, I'm down with. Except for the kill all the white people thing. The kill all the white people thing. I can't get on board with that shit. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. What? Yeah, the Edomites. You know, I'm like, holy shit. Like, nah, I said, I was with you. I was with you up until the eradicate all the white people thing. Yeah, Jesus, he gonna come back. Jesus gonna come back, and when he come back, he gonna kill all the white people. I said, God damn. I don't know about shit. He done lost me now, huh? I seek to find similarities with anyone who is of a different religion, always more in common on big principles. Little people look for differences. That's a fact. And I've said that too. I think all religions get something right. I think all religions get something right. You know what I mean? Bible been how many versions of the Bible is it? You know what I mean? It's like I think all religions get something right. That's just me. You know what I mean? Funny part is I think Jesus has been mentioned in all of the fucking religions. If I'm not mistaken. He's been mentioned in everything. What I want to know though, this is what I want to know. Where was Jesus from the age of 12 to 33 years old? What was he doing? What was he doing? They lost you with the 12 tribes thing. Yo, I be like, they be like, yeah, like I think my uncle even went as far as like, yeah, you know, the chariots of fire and this and that. That's all technology. That's the the Anunnaki or whatever. Like that's technology. They just and I get that. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. You know, chariots of fire would be like a spaceship or something like that. They can only explain what they were seeing based off of their own comprehension of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, he lose me when they talk about kill all the white people shit. I was like, God damn. I said, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? There's a book in the what? The Acrophia? Apocrypha? I don't know how you pronounce that. Apocrypha? That talks about Jesus' childhood. Is that right? I'll look that up. I want to know, right? From like the age of 12 to like 33, the Bible, that shit, you don't know what we don't know what he was doing, right? Was he traveling the world? Was he traveling the world, learning from different, cultures? You know what I mean? I don't know. I say Jesus was soaking up game in Africa from 12 to 33. From my understanding, also I heard he went to East Asia during that time as well. I heard that too. So I heard that yeah, like even in like I think like ancient Chinese like texts and stuff like that. I forgot what they called them. I forgot what they called them, but he was mentioned in their text. He was mentioning some text from India. Um, it seemed like he was traveling. It's like he was traveling. He was on the move from those ages, right? Which would make sense, right? Because in the Bible, right, as far as like getting baptized, right? They say that kids kids are unaccountable for themselves until they're 12. Once they're 12, then they're held accountable for themselves. Great. Yes. Perfect. My name's Courtney. If you need anything, just let me know. Thank you, Courtney. So they were saying that after 12 years old, or once you're 12, you're held accountable for you. So if we didn't hear about Jesus from 12 to 33, maybe that he was considered a man at that point. And he went on a vision quest or something. I don't know, and then came back when he was 33. That's my thought on it. You know what I mean? But I would like to know. That'd be cool as shit to know. Like, yo, what was he doing? You know? But there's so many different cultures that have stories of Jesus Christ. They said he went to Egypt, Asia, and Greece. Jesus marrying Joseph hid in Egypt to evade Herod. This ain't rocket science. But I want to, like I said, other religions and other cultures, they have stories of Jesus Christ. They have stories of Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? I just would like to know. I want to know, like, what he was there, what he was learning. Several other apostles reference Jesus' previous presence in some areas during their travels after Jesus' death. Can't remember the literature. That's interesting. That's interesting. Apocrypha. Thanks, Insight. Apocrypha. Got it. I'm gonna check that out. Like some that stuff interests me. You know what I mean? Stuff interests me. Speaking of interest, right? I want to start doing at least once a month. I want to start doing like a stream where we talk about like occult shit, right? Or or like, don't take this the wrong way, like serial killers and shit like that. Like, the insight on them, like how we did like David Koresh, right? With Waco, right? Or we look at like, I don't know, Lee Harvey Oswald or something like that, or James Earl Ray. You know what I mean? I want to start going like looking at shit like that. Like how we did with the Oklahoma City shit. I want to start kind of going in depth with like at least once a month. Just pick a kufi on tight, just a straight kufi on tight, and just go hard on it once a month. So I'm probably start asking you guys for like, um, I'm probably start asking you guys for like advice on what to talk about, right? Or topics, people, in history to talk about. You know what I mean? And just like just go down and just talk about a quick history of it. Like one of them that I really want to really go in depth on is John DeLorean, right? John DeLorean, I feel like he caught a bad rap, right? I feel like he caught a bad rap. Um, so I would like to talk about John DeLorean. Maybe talk about Charles Manson, shit like that, and what made them tick, and the shit that they did. Maybe the Unabomber. Talk about the Unabomber Manifesto. I think that's a really good topic. A lot of people haven't read the Unabomber Manifesto. I don't condone what he did, but that manifesto, he was spot on with a lot of shit that's happening today. You know what I mean? So I would love to do that. Hopefully Jay can join me. If not, I wouldn't mind having one of you guys on to, co-host with me. Especially if it's your topic, right? So let's just say it's your topic and you want to go in depth on a certain particular topic that I think is interesting. I would like to have you on the show and let you pilot it, and then we just go down that rabbit hole for that episode. So if you're down with that, yo, hit a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. His name was close like Ishua, right? It's like Ishua. You know, Jesus taught that we were all one with God. The Catholic Church was offended by that idea. If we see each other in each other, their game of control is over. That's interesting. That's what I'm talking about. All right, cool. That's what I'm talking about. And I know my man Ronan, he be going down them rabbit holes too, yo. If y'all not subscribed to Ronan Art Music, yo, go check his channel out. He be going down them rabbit holes too. They all generally break down between MK Ultra or demonic possession. I like that, Rustic. That's true. And I want to talk about that. So, like I said, if you guys got like a topic, or you got a person of interest that you want to talk about, or an event, a historical event that you want to dive into, DM me on Twitter or Instagram or canonhotep@gmail.com. I would probably prefer you to do it on like Instagram or Twitter or something like that with your idea. And if I think it's something cool, let's do it. I'm gonna bring you on the show. I'm gonna let you pilot it, and let you be the expert on it, and I'll chime in and ask questions, and we'll go from there and have a good time. It's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? Because all this politics shit can get kind of mundane. It can get to you a little bit. So it'd be nice to have a change of pace. Me and Jay, we about to start the Hotep movie reviews back up. If y'all don't know, that's how me and Jay first got to chopping it up with each other. He hit me up on Twitter, was like, "Hey, yo, you mind doing a couple movie reviews with me? You know, because you heard me make a lot, like I make a lot of movie references sometimes if you catch them when I'm doing my streams. So I was like, yeah. So me and Jay, we was chopping up doing movie reviews, and then it just, we hit it off. So, that's how me and Jay got. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, I appreciate it, Rustic. I appreciate it. I'm surprised Kanye hasn't jumped into the situation that's going to be overseas. What's going on overseas? I'm happy Kanye ain't jumping into that situation. I'm happy he ain't jumping into it. I'm happy he kind of laying low. Let him stay over there in Italy or wherever he was getting his dick sucked on a gondola. Just let him stay over there and be happy. Let him stay over there, be happy with his new Kim Kardashian clone that he got. Because she looks like a Kim Kardashian clone. Like some of the pictures I seen, I see why he got her. You know what I mean? Like I said, let him be happy over there getting topped off on a gondola. You know what I mean? You know, he got his deal back with Adidas apparently. You know what I mean? What's up, BMW? He got his deal back with Adidas, so he getting his money. You know, Kanye just lay. Matter of fact, I got a pair of Yeezys on right now. I got a pair of Yeezys on my feet right now. Let Kanye keep just let him chill. Let him chill. You know what I mean? I think that he was just having an awakening and he had an overload of information hitting him at one time and he ain't know where to go with the shit. He ain't know where to go with it. You know what I mean? What he should have did was come to the hoteps. Should have came with the hoteps. You know what I mean? We'd have set him straight. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's all I got for y'all, yo. Tonight, 10 o'clock p.m. on Rumble, Cannon Hotep channel on Rumble. Uh, Tonight, 10 o'clock p.m., Cannon Hotep on Rumble, Cannon Hotep on YouTube. Cannon speaks tonight at 10 o'clock. Please tune in. Also, we're going live on Twitter, guys. So if you don't want to use YouTube or Rumble, I'm on Twitter. I'm live on Twitter. Um, let's get it, man. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to go in depth more on, I'll probably take your calls on this whole, like I said, I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say. I'll probably take some calls tonight on what's going on over there in Israel and what's going on here. And what you guys think's going to happen. You know, are we going to war? Are they going to start the draft? Or we got, you know what I mean? And also, guys, I can't stress this enough. Protect yourselves, protect yourselves, protect yourselves, protect your neck. If you ain't got a gun, get you a gun. If you don't like guns, get over that shit and go get you a gun. Be situationally aware, guys. Be situationally aware, okay? You have to be situationally aware. Keep your head on the swivel, all right? We in some weird fucking times. It's an election season. It's time to get low. It's an election season. Time to get low, guys. I'm watching a leg. I'm watching a pigeon with one leg hop around eating breadcrumbs outside. Golly mighty. Anyway, tonight, 10 o'clock, Cannon Hotep YouTube channel, Cannon Hotep Rumble channel, Twitter, Cannon Hotep. We gonna chop it up. I'm gonna take your calls tonight. Anyway, until next time, Cannon Hotep saying be safe, stay strapped, don't miss. I holla at y'all.